Ooh, that's a tough one. I really like hammer starts, but I also am a big fan of Canis and Maria. I think those strats are really cool.
Well, I can say there's one thing that Bradley does not want to see, and that is that hammer. So he's not a fan of that hammer start.
Man, the legs on that Trogdor sprite are just going crazy.
Yeah, this Trogdor sprite is amazing.
Yeah, first time I've seen this sprite. It's pretty neat so far. And we're going to find out what we're going to get from that randomized weapon.
Ooh, and it's the bow.
One of the better ones to get, honestly. Makes farming for some bombs really easy, and makes the ball and chain guard at the bottom in Zelda Cell relatively trivial.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the more generous starts you can get. You have so many arrows to start out with. You get that full 30 arrows to work with, so it's really lenient with resource management.
You know, and it's really great whenever you get a refill of the 10 arrows at some point, like, you know, in the back of the sewer or while you're going through Kakariko, so you can get some of those arrows back. Because you're going to be spending quite a few of them here in the escape.
Yeah, and it could very well be, you know, really the only weapon we find for a long time, so they may just have to rely on, you know, either farming some arrows through the tree poles or through the hoarders. So
nice half magic already from the first chest in the escape. That's always really nice to get early, because once we do get those Cane of Bryans, Cane of Samaria capes, all that stuff, it's going to be really, really good to have that extra magic usage.
Ooh, and KJB gets that single bomb drop there.
Yeah, that's really nice to get this early, because then you can conserve all of those arrows for the rat in the sewer. Because those RNG patterns can be a little bit wonky at times.
Yeah, definitely. So we'll see if Bradley decides to kill a couple more of these guards to try to get that bomb drop. I believe it would be on his next kill after that one.
Yeah. Ooh, we got the flippers as well, as KJB also gets a lucky 10 arrow drop. So flippers puts all of that stuff into logic really early to go by the hobo and also the waterfall of wishing, which the waterfall of wishing they'll probably hold off on until they get Zora money.
Yeah, I think it all depends on what we find in Kakariko. If you can get a couple of those, 300 drops, then we'll likely get a chance to see that routed in immediately. But Bradley not having any luck finding any of those bombs or those arrow drops. He's getting down there, and arrows down to 13 now.
Yeah, probably gonna wait until the back. Might just, after getting the key, use the rest of his arrows to farm up bombs. That's a reasonable strat at this point, because you don't want to use too many before that back, because again, the RNG patterns on those rats can be weird, and you might accidentally... Oh, never mind, there you go. Using a pot gets it off the green guard.
Alright, so Bradley can breathe a sigh of relief getting that bomb.
Alright, looks like KJB has opened up a tiny bit of an advantage, no more than about 15 seconds here. Just with some better execution in the escape, but obviously super early in the seed. Bradley can make up a bunch of time this back with routing or execution on his end.
Yeah, they're only just a couple seconds here, so not too much to worry about.
Okay, so we still haven't seen the map yet also, so that means that it could be in Sanctuary, but which would be best. Sometimes people forget to count whether they've gotten the map or not, and they'll open up the Sanctuary chest, but it's really nice when you get all the items in the escape and you don't have to check that chest.
And that long snipe there with that arrow getting that that rat with the key there. Ooh, Hero getting some nice rupee drops there.
He's at exactly 100 right now. Nothing in the escape though. A 10 arrow capacity upgrade is nice with the early bow. So that when they do eventually go to Eastern, they'll be able to farm up a bunch of arrows. And there are actually only one of the +10 bomb capacity upgrade and +10 arrow capacity upgrade in the pool.
Yes, we got the best one out of the way early. And just a few more rupees here in the Sanctuary chest, and both these runners are on their way to Kakariko.
Yeah, let's see if they both decide to go up towards Lumberjack Cave. That's been a pretty popular route in this tournament so far, just to get that early knowledge of whether you're going to have to eventually get go to Aghanim at some point early on. Nice 10 arrow drop from for Bradley right there. So both of them getting about even RNG so far.
And just some full magic jars there for Hero from the tree pole, and Bradley grabs those as well. And green rupees from the Hoarder.
Okay, I missed it on KJB stream. Let's see what's what it is on Bradley's stream. Oh, it's just 3 bombs, so no Aghanim required so far. The other thing too, with this many rupees already in tow, might be good for them to go down, check the tavern first, and then pick up bombs, so you're not like banking on there being bombs somewhere.
Bradley getting that lucky bomb drop there, so he'll at least be able to check probably Blind's hut, and there's bombs in the thieves' hideout here, so won't have to go and pick up those bombs immediately.
Yeah, so far so good with the bomb pickups, because you always Kakariko is really awkward to route. Oh, and gets an extra one too as well. So these runners getting pretty much the same RNG even in Lost Woods as well. So they'll both be staying at 4, which will hold them through Kakariko Village. That should be also including the race game.
All right, so Hero is the first one into Blind's hut here. Let's see what these items are. There's 5 here that we can get. And so far just 10 arrows, 50 rupees, piece of heart, and there's our first sword.
All right, so didn't wait too long for our first sword. Haven't gotten much else. But that's totally fine. Having that sword is really, really nice for being able to not get bodied by everything as you're going through the South Shore.
Yeah, and that's one thing I really like about the sword. I like it. I mean, a lot of people think of it as a great offensive tool, but it's really great defensively as well. I mean, like you just mentioned, going on that South Shore route, you know, you can pretty much guard yourself from all those crabs and those Octoroks and all those enemies down there just by holding your sword out.
And we got ourselves a pearl in the well, so that's our first Dark World access item so far. Just a couple other piece of heart and the single rupee in there. Just a 5 bomb capacity upgrade from the bottle vendor. So Kakariko not giving too much, just the pearls so far, and the sword. So not much progression from that. I'd say it's been a pretty standard Kakariko so far.
Yeah, I'd agree. Kakariko is one of the ones where it tends to either have a bunch or have nothing, and there's almost like no in between. Usually, if there's nothing here, then there's a good chance there's going to be something in that South Shore route.
Okay, and here we go. So KJB is going to opt to grab more bombs, just in case has to use that last bomb on the race game, and then we'll be out of bombs. So let's see if Bradley decides to do the same. Yes, he will.
All right, and I believe that was just 3 crystals in the light world.
Yeah, and that's best case scenario usually, because that means, you know, all 3 pendants in the dark world. That's really, really good. So that tends to be faster go modes when that's the case.
All right, and just an air capacity upgrade on the race game here. So let's see if Bradley decides to go in there. Yeah, he's going to go ahead and check that out first. Head on back there and probably be a bit disappointed that he went all that way.
Might even pick it up not having silvers yet. Just as a, you know, just having a reinforcement to for the late game. Yeah, it is actually is gonna pick it up? No, it's deciding not to. As KJB is heading into the dam area, it's gonna opt to drain the dam first.
Yeah, so what is going to be our soggy item of the day? And just a bomb capacity upgrade. So that's something we can definitely skip now.
Those bombs are probably duds after sitting in the water for so long. Oh, and gonna head over to Agana's cave. That's an interesting route. You don't see that very often. But maybe that's one of those like mini gambles. It's not much of a gamble. It's just you know, am I gonna check this now or check it later? And KJB says check it now.
I mean, you know, we kind of touched on it, you know, before this this race started. You know, kind of, you know, doing something that may be a little bit out of the norm to try to give yourself a little bit of an edge. And I think Hero is definitely thinking that right now.
All right, is it going to pay off? Oh, that could very well pay off. Cape will give access to Bumper Cave when they eventually do get in the Dark World. And if that's an item, Bradley might be running around for it if he doesn't go over to Desert anytime soon.
You know, that also kind of brings Aghanim to the table as well. You know, if we don't find any other Dark World access items, that could very well be our access to the Dark World as well, if we do find that lamp.
Yeah, and KJB, another route divergence so far. So Bradley's doing the normal South Shore route. KJB is heading over to Eastern, hoping to get that lantern. And because we're still a glove and a hammer away from Dark World access, or 2 glove upgrades.
Ooh, and there's the book.
Don't have a fire source yet. Yeah, they don't have a fire source yet, so that's very interesting. It's very possible the seed wants them to do all these flipper checks that Bradley's doing right now first.
And another interesting thing here that we saw, the stun price pack today is 5 arrows, so we won't have to worry about arrows for the remainder of the seed. The runners can farm them whenever they want to.
All right, now it'll be interesting to see after this hobo check if Bradley is going to head back down to do the waterfall of a wishing check.
Oh, boy.
There it is. There's the fire source. Wait, I just noticed, is Trogdor's, like, your face on the map, is that a little flame?
Yeah, Trogdor the Burninator.
That's so good. Whoever made that sprite, freaking 5 out of 7, dude. That's so good. All right, we're gonna get... No, sorry, go for it.
I was gonna say, Hero is in Eastern Palace, but it's gonna be missing that lamp. So I'll be curious to see if they're comfortable doing the second dark room here. You know, the first one isn't really too bad. The second one with the Igors and the Popos are a bit more difficult.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting. Oh, that's Zora money. Ooh, I think Bradley just changed mind right there. I think was pausing a bit to save and quit, but realized has the money for Zora. So I think he's going to route that in now.
Yeah, there's no better time. You have access to 4 items through the Waterfall of Wishing and Zora, as well as the ledge item there. So it's a great way to get some more quick item checks out of the way here for him.
All right, and we've got both dungeon items, so there will be an item in the vanilla Big Key Chest in Eastern, and Armos Knights is holding an item as well. Unfortunately for KJB is going to have to try and do these rooms dark. With a sword, it's not too bad. Meanwhile, Bradley just got blue mail and our first bottle to put Sick Kid in Logic.
Yeah, this is interesting. Both runners going different directions and still finding progression. Well, potential progression from KJB. But, yeah. It's really interesting so far.
Couldn't find the door for a second right there, but and got hit by the anti-fairies, but not too bad. Let's see off still for the damage boost, even with losing a couple hearts. Oh, we got Cape. Never mind. He's fine.
Alright, Zora only having hearts, so Bradley's gonna head on out of there, and I would probably guess going right over to Eastern with that lamp and bow in hand.
Yeah, it seems really reasonable. And then the great thing is for Bradley, just root in Desert Palace after, and we'll get that Cape, most likely either before or after it.
Yeah, because if there's a dungeon item on the torch, we won't need the boots to complete desert, and that'll be another crystal that we'd be able to gather here.
Nice, really great job.
That was super clean there. I wish I was that good at that room.
Yeah, that Igor can be kind of a pain to find in the dark, but that was really, really good job by KJB.
All right, and Thieves Town is our green pendant today. Bradley just got that information for us.
So that doesn't put anything else out of logic right now, as far as needing that for go mode. We'll have to see what the other 2 pens are once we get into the dark world. KJB was employing the top right strap, but unfortunately getting a little bit off script right here and getting bodied by those Armos Knights.
Yeah, gotta be a little bit careful with their arrow count here. They should be all right. Yeah, they're good. And there's our first mitts.
So just a hammer or a glove upgrade away, which could very possibly be in desert, and then Aghanim is completely not needed.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I think definitely the play is going to be desert, especially finding those that power glove, because I completely forgot that you need that to complete desert. Had a little lapse there, but
Yeah.
You have everything you need aside from maybe boots. If they're required to do desert, I think that's definitely where you go now.
Okay, so I was wondering if KJB was going to gamble on Lantern being over in desert, but is going to opt to do the flipper checks first, and that's going to really pay off for them.
Yeah, they're going to do flipper checks and do mini Moldorm. They have still yet to do the South Shore area.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're just kind of retracing each other's steps right now until we get over to Desert Palace. That'll kind of be a gauge on who's actually in the lead right now.
Yeah, at this point, it's kind of hard to tell who is in the lead simply because they've both made different checks, but they're doing, pretty much the same things. So.
Oh, it looks like, is KJB gonna go for Ice Rod Cave first? Gotta be careful with these crabs.
Yeah, one more hit will unfortunately mean death. These crabs do 2 hearts of damage on green mail.
Yeah.
But it looks like they're prepared. They got the cape pulled out just in case one gets a bit too close for comfort.
Yeah, might just use it right here to kill all the crabs. What crab wanted to go into the cave?
It's like, I want to get away from that invisible guy. I can't see him. I mean, if you saw a floating, sparkling sword, wouldn't you try to run away into a cave?
I mean, yeah, most likely. That's pretty spooky right there. I mean, apparently, even the animals would know that there's some ghostly shenanigans going on in Hyrule now.
Alright, looks like Bradley is gonna not do the damage boost strat here to get the pot lift.
Yeah, it's totally fine if you're not comfortable with it. It's they have the bow. It makes that room with the Igor relatively easy.
Alright, so this is going to be pretty close. Bradley will be probably going into the Armos Knights fight as KJB makes the decision whether or not to stay or go and continue on up to Zora at this point.
Yeah, definitely. And with a slightly better execution on Armos Knights, will definitely save up quite a bit of time for Bradley. That might actually put him in the lead, slight lead at that point. All right, KJB gonna pick up blue mail right here in a second, and that bottle. Good setup so far. Just barely couldn't get it before the reset. Good attempt though.
Yeah, it looks like he did save just a little bit of time over KJB there, so at this point I'd say Bradley does have a slight lead of, maybe 30 seconds.
Yeah, if that. I mean, it's been pretty good so far. And the seed so far hasn't given him a lot of options. Pretty much flipper checks is the only kind of weird thing for this early in the seed. Apparently, KJB wants to have a party over there with Zora.
And looks like Bradley is going to go and turn in the bottle before heading down to desert.
Honestly, not a bad decision. Maybe gets the hammer from here and can just go straight up into the Dark World from there. So definitely see this as a very reasonable play.
Oh, and Hero is going to head on up Death Mountain now. I mean, there's only a couple checks we can make, but those checks could be huge.
Yeah, can get to 2 of them and can see what the other one is. And with the lamp, it's not a sequence break.
Yeah, this is 100% in the logic at this point. But yeah, Bradley is making the play onto desert, and we'll see if this play from Hero pays off here. Just getting a piece of heart so far. You know, even coming up here to Death Mountain, even though there's only a couple checks you can make, you still get that nice save point from saving the old man. So I wouldn't say it's, you know, if there's nothing up here, I don't say it's too much time lost, because Bradley's going to have to do the same thing if he doesn't find the flute.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. I think Bradley, though, right now is more following the seed and what it's been giving him. Given flippers, goes to just the flipper check first. Gets the book, Go does that afterward.
Yep, and having sword, cape, and lamp in hand is probably yelling right now. Because who wants to do Aghanim?
Not running out of spots though. Just and just a heart container on the ledge. So there's only in the logic there's only two more places, and that's the Desert Palace items. Could be Desert's just boots locked.
Yeah, it could very well be boots locked, and Aghanim could be our Dark World access. I guess the two items that we're really looking for now in here would be Titan's Mitts or Hammer to kind of prevent that from happening.
Mirror might be fine too, or a hook shot.
Yeah, you're right. I completely forgot about Death Mountain. And
well,
Mirror boots locked.
Who wants to go up Castle Tower?
Not these guys.
And confirmation that it is the big key indeed on the torch. So won't be coming back here until they get those boots. So I always am very interested in Castle Tower because it's another point of execution that can really, you know, swing, you know, a good chunk of time between runners and their execution.
Yeah, it's one of those dungeons. I mean, I guess you can call it a dungeon. Aghanim's technically I guess you can say the boss at the end of it, right?
Yeah, I think so. That's how I've always viewed it.
But yeah, it's just one of those dungeons where it's pretty much execution heavy on all the way up. I think it's the first big execution test in A Link to the Past. And there's a lot of tough enemies. You know, you got some dark rooms to navigate, some nasty pits. So we'll see how both these guys handle it.
Oh man, these gold ball and chain guards, man.
There we go. Bradley running for his life right now. These guards not giving him any any distance.
Dude, those guards in this tower are relentless. Like when you have Master Sword, it's much better because then you can just like kind of work under them and then spin. But when you're on Fighter Sword, it's a lot less trivial. All right, here we go. Bradley's taking this really slowly.
Yeah, it's taking an interesting route here to get through this dark maze.
Yeah, and so, oh, nice 5 arrow drop right there. And KJB going through that room a lot faster.
Yeah, depending on how the dark maze goes, may be able to pick up some time here on Bradley.
I don't think Bradley realized you can skip over a bunch of these guys unless he's looking for arrows. That could be possible for the later on red guards that take a lot of Fighter Sword spins. He's got to be careful though. He's taking a lot of damage.
Yeah, there's a lot of damage he can't afford really to take right now.
Got an 8 bomb drop.
And Hero does take over the lead here from Bradley. It's the other one, Bradley. It's the other one.
Oh, he's almost dead. He's got to be real careful. He needs to be using cape right now. And he's got a green pot as well.
Yeah, she's got plenty of magic to get through here.
Oh, Jesus. That was really close.
Yeah, he's gonna make my heart stop here. Now, this is a room he's got to be a bit careful about.
There you go. Okay, it's back up to 2.5 hearts. A little bit better. All right, and let's see how many blue balls Aghanim gives us today.
All right, so there's one. And 2.
Using the boomerang on Aghanim. He's saying there's 5 blue balls is what Bacon is saying? Alright. We're at 4. Oh, there's 5. Just need 2 more hits on Aghanim. Getting down. And 1 more. Alright, well, there you go, Bacon. You got it right. It's 5 blue balls.
Alright, so we have Dark World now for Hero. And just a big 20 on the pyramid. And so, wow, I didn't even catch that. I saw 5 was pod, and I didn't see anything else.
Meyer is also a pendant. I did not catch the 3rd pendant, though. And actually, I believe it was Bradley said that does not like to see pendant Meyer because he wants flute. So unfortunately not going to get his wish. Oh, interesting. KJP is going to route up to Catfish first.
I mean, may as well. There's really no better time to check it, because you don't know if you're going to find the mirror for a while. And, I mean, I guess the only other better time to check it is if you're, you know, maybe going to check the Graveyard Ledge and then just jumping on over here.
I'm trying to farm some rupees as well.
Oh, I just realized that, and they did skip on the 20 rupees on Pyramid.
Yeah, also Skull Woods is the last pendant. So,
Yep, and then Swamp was our other of the 5 and 6 crystals.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if either of these runners are going to go into an early Thieves Town. Even though it is a green pendant. People find a lot of value in that.
You know, I really like an early Thieves Town play. At the very least, the front 4. And I'm curious to see where Hero is going to head on from here. We don't have the items to get to the Dark World from, you know, Kakariko yet.
Hasn't turned Sick Hit in, so gonna do that really quick. And might farm up some rupees here, maybe in like the well or Berline's hut.
Yeah, that looks like that's what they're doing. Gonna grab all the rupees here so they can get into Palace of Darkness.
Unfortunately, all the rupees are downstairs.
Alright, and with 1 heart, Bradley is going to get damage boosted past that. Oh, right. There you go.
That was pretty lucky.
You should be saying thank you.
Yeah. So Pod still has the answer, we just haven't been there yet. Alright, should be plenty well good on money now.
Oh, and unfortunately, that is the death there from Bradley, so I guess it'll be a bit safer for him coming back through, Never mind.
Might go up to Death Mountain? Or no, I thought he was already there.
No, that was Hero who went up to Death Mountain.
Oh, that's right. Interesting. So went to Aghanim's Tower even without going up to Death Mountain.
Yeah, I think at this point it's just a peace of mind check for for Bradley, thinking, did I just do Aghanim for no reason, or is this actually what the seed wanted me to do?
One important thing to note, both these guys are running really low on arrows, and KJB is actually out of arrows right now.
Yeah, and the stun prize pack is 5 arrows, so I'm honestly surprised to see that KJB isn't killing some of these enemies to get those arrows back. Maybe they don't. Maybe they just don't realize what the stun price pack is.
Possible they forgot. Also, perfect 110 rupees.
All right. So, what progression do you think Palace of Darkness may hold today?
I'm gonna say it's gonna hold a hook shot. Well, it wasn't Bowlock, so the Bowlock side may not have the answer. It might just be, might be in the main part.
All right, so Bradley is on their way to Palace of Darkness, while Hero is on their way through the bow-locked section of Palace of Darkness.
Yeah, I didn't see. I think I opted not to go through the front door. Still has a key. At least it's from what I saw. And there's a heart container right there.
So if this isn't the hammer or the mirror, then we're going to be seeing a death warp likely.
Yeah, most likely. Yep. So that means the back is probably going to have the answers then. And they have lanterns, so pretty much all of this is in logic. Minus going to Helmsor King itself. See, Bradley's farming some arrows over there using the boomerang.
Dad's making very good use of that stun price pack.
All right. KJB doing a good job. Already getting 3 keys, so I was going to check these other ones. And yeah, there's the vanilla big key right there.
You know, you always love seeing a vanilla big, or a big key in its, vanilla location, or an item in its vanilla location. Especially in Randomizer, because that's the last place you expect it.
Yeah, and a good job by Hero, understanding the key logic, getting 3 keys and be like, okay, the big key could be over there, or an item could be over there. So that was very, very good job. Counting keys in pod can be really, really hard. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, Bradley not realizing it doesn't have the key for that, so it's gonna have to make the trip back again.
Okay, just the map in the turtle room. See what the basement provides. Also, good job farming up. This is a good opportunity to farm up some rupees. And then those are the other 2 keys. So that means the Harmless Hellway will have an item of some sort. Oh god. That's
Well,
that's a hammer in vanilla. Oh boy. Well, it's French vanilla, not full vanilla.
All right, so pod is completable, and that is Dark World access pretty much everywhere except for Dark Death Mountain now.
Yeah, might get some route divergence to go get a Hype Cave versus a Village of Outcast check. And also getting a couple heart containers in here. I mean, they still have blue mail, which is fine, but they're getting closer to those double-digit hearts, which is really, really nice.
And Bradley opting not to take the Death Warp.
All right, Hero successfully does the Death Warp, burning a bunch of bombs, but that's fine. I think he had like 25 of them or something when he entered. And just gonna go straight back to Helmosaur King. Get that first crystal.
Yep, may as well go ahead and do that. Actually, it should be their second crystal. I believe they
Oh, yeah.
Eastern Palace already.
Second crystal. Yeah, excuse me. It's been such a slow drip of progression. It's like completely just zoned out on EP was already finished. All right, looks like oh, Bradley taking a two-step. All right, realizing just gonna go around. There's. I don't think Bradley can make up his mind. All right, he's gonna opt to use bomb strats here. Okay, doing hammer strats in here because with Fighter Sword, not as fast to kill these turtles. And not too bad. Getting the hammer hitbox to cooperate with you on those guys is a lot harder than it looks. And Hero did a good job of dealing with it.
Yeah, he handled that room very well.
And opting to do the safer sword buffer strats produces a little extra lag, so not the NMG strat, but still very, very safe and still pretty fast.
Yep, looks like he's going to opt to go ahead and do arrows, and Helmosaur cooperating. Just moving up and down, not going left and right at all.
Yeah, that was really, really nice. Gain that compass and finishing off that second crystal. And we'll have to see from here where Hero will opt to go.
Yeah, I think I would be tempted to just go and head on over to Hype Cave at this point, and then maybe route that to over toward Digging Game.
Yeah, it's a pretty high density right now. And seeing as they don't have the Fire Rod, and Skullwoods is a pendant, it probably would not seem very, very likely that they want to go over there. Meanwhile, Bradley successfully doing the Death Warp and is going to head back to Helmosaur King.
All right, so will we have a hypest of hype caves today, or will we be plagued by the the version 26-27 kind of meh cave?
Yo, that's a hook shot. That's a boots, and that's a red mail. Holy moly! I would say that's a 10 out of 10 hype right there.
Oh yeah, I'd even go as far to say 11 out of 10 on that hype cave.
Yeah, it went the extra distance for these runners. I mean, it's obvious they got their Nikes out of there. And with that, just, you know, Hero opting to just forego the Stumpy and the digging game and just going straight to Death Mountain.
Yeah, you know, I really like this play. This is another crystal that at this point you know you can get. So just getting those crystals under your belt at this point, it's not a bad idea. And you can pick up some really great items along the way, like that fire rod.
Yeah, speaking of great items, and that having to do like Skull Woods, that's part of the puzzle for Turtle Rock as well. Let's see what the rest of Paradox Cave has. It's got an Ether Medallion. Just a couple other rupee drops, some more bombs, and more bombs. Alright, that might be a bit too high, but oh, nope, we're good. Did just scoot down a couple pixels, so really good bomb jump from Hero.
Oh, just a bottle there on the floating island. So probably won't get a chance to see that picked up.
Yeah, and is opting to do Hera first, which makes sense, because Spiral Cave puts you down back at the bottom. It's better for you to route the top part first. We're going to get an Ether Tablet check. I can't grab it, but at least can see what it is.
Alright, so bombs.
The question I have right now is, where is this mirror? Swamp Palace is a crystal, so it is required, and it is the only other piece of the puzzle we need to finish Swamp.
You know, that is a very good question. You know, it would be fun to see Mirror on Laser Bridge. I think that'd be a fun one to see. The seed's been kinda rough so far. And I'm sure our friends here watching this match would just love to see the seed troll our runners.
Hero using some hookshot strats and opting not to take a coffee break in here. Doing a really good job of hitting those tiles.
Alright, so Bradley making their way to the hypest of hype caves. Gonna grab their hookshot, their boots, and their red mail.
Yeah, chat brings up a good point. Mirror could possibly be on pedestal, since we have hookshot and hammer, and that's all we need for
Actually,
yeah, that's yeah, because we got to Tower of Hera, so yeah, that's definitely could be on a pedestal. Bradley's sprite is yeah, it's Trogdor. It's from an old school YouTube video.
And the first dig. All right.
Oh, that's. I guess that's somewhat value because you're not taking any time on the dig.
Oh, and there's flute for Hero.
Okay, so with that ether medallion, you know, could have Meyer access if that's the medallion. So that's kind of intriguing.
Now we
You
see
still
to find
that other
that
upgrade, though.
yeah, indeed, and looks like Bradley's going to check out the Bonk Rocks here, so we'll get some more information from him. And there's the mirror.
All right.
So let's see, it's starting to come together pretty nicely.
Yep, just as the trolling from Moldorm comes together very nicely. All right, there's 2 hits and gets the 3rd one. Nice, right before Moldorm can wrap around.
And just a vanilla heart container from Moldorm. So I think the question now is, where are those Titans mitts going to be?
Yeah, I think Swamp is a reasonable play. Hopefully Hero remembers about Bonk Rocks right here after Spiral Cave to get that mirror, because that might push them over to Swamp Palace next.
Yeah, it's easy to forget about those boots lock locations.
Mm-hmm. Nice Paradox Cave so far from Bradley. Using that hook shot. I find that to be the most optimal weapon against Moldorms, especially when you don't have much of a sword. Where's Bradley going? Or, I'm not Bradley. Where's Hero going?
If I had to guess, Hero may be heading on back over toward Spike Cave.
How are you gonna get there?
I can think of at this point. Well, you have the hammer, so you can get down in there.
Oh, I guess it's true. Yeah, for the mirror side. Yeah, that's a good point. Almost synced screen transitions right there. Like 58 minutes into the seed. That's pretty neat.
All right, so Hero is into the Spike Cave while Bradley dips into Tower of Hera. Will the Titans mitts be here? And just a big 20.
All right, hopefully Hero goes to Sanctuary. Yep, okay, this looks good. Yeah, it looks like just gonna grab those and gonna go activate the flute afterward.
Yep, so this should be the mirror for Hero. And let's see if Bradley decides to take a break here, if he decides to play with these blocks a little bit. Oh, unfortunately, gets sandwiched between the wall and the platform, so it doesn't get those invincibility frames. It looks like he's going to go ahead and set up a death warp here.
Yeah, it looks like it, even though having the mirror. And just about an hour in for Hero, the goose is officially loose. Raise your swag ducks. Alright, where are you going? Okay, looks like this might be a swamp play from Hero.
Yeah, there could potentially be a lot of value here at Swamp. It's once again another crystal dungeon. It is the second of our red crystals, so we can check the Pyramid Fairy once they're done, and it can actually be routed in very nicely from Swamp.
Yeah, very much so. Could even opt to go over to the Bombos tablet to just check that before heading over to Pyramid Fairy. All right, Bradley picking up their flute from the big chest in Tower of Hera.
And we'll see if Bradley has a little bit better of a fight with Moldorm than the Hero had.
Again, is going to opt for Hammer. Only takes 3 instead of 6 spins, so a lot faster. Oh, does get a poke on it. Oh, and unfortunately gets pushed off.
Yeah, and you know, that might be a good thing, because by getting pushed off there, Bradley, if using the hammer, won't have to deal with, you know, the mat or the quick Moldorm once you get that 5th hit in.
Ooh, man, just sneaking that
close.
second one in there. That was like ninja.
Yeah, that was almost close enough to get him knocked down that middle hole, but thankfully gets through it and gets their heart container and the crystal for their troubles. So, 3rd crystal for both these runners.
Yep, so we're going to see new stuff over on Hero's side here in a second. As just activating the 2nd switch in Swamp Palace. Getting a bunch of lag in that room with all those little water racy things.
Yeah, I like calling them water bugs. I know that's not their technical name, but that's what they remind me of. You know, when you're out at the lake and all those little flying bugs are skidding across the surface, but there's Kena Samaria.
All right, another piece of that Turtle Rock puzzle. Just need Titan's Mitts and can actually just go in there and check it out if it comes to that. Nice boomerang strat from Hero right there. Because the fighter sword does not go far enough to reach.
And interestingly, Bradley is going to head to the Village of Outcasts now.
All right. Well, we know it won't pay off as far as Kena Samaria for Meyer and Turtle Rock eventual access, but could get the Ice Rod from over here, because again, the Ice Rod can be literally anywhere except for Trinex. So that Ice Rod not having shown up yet at an hour and 5 minutes in could be trolling them super hard in this seed.
All right, so to answer the question in chat. The Misery Mire and Turtle Rock medallions at this point are unknown. We need the Titan's Myths to be able to look at them. So at this point, we still don't know what's required for those yet.
All right, and Bradley is going to opt to go back to Desert Palace, now having the boots, and it's not boots locked anymore. It's going to get that crystal instead. Not wanting to dip into Swamp just yet.
Yeah, and so far, only find the Canis Maria in Swamp.
And nothing on left side for Hero. So based on that key logic, Bradley will be grabbing the small key over here to be able to get access to the right side. Unfortunately, not as convenient when you haven't mirrored in, because it takes you to the front instead of the far left entrance.
And if I'm not mistaken, there is one item left. I think the first item was it a blue rupee?
That's correct. It was a blue rupee. Yeah. All right, and Moles has the other one, getting both dungeon items on the right-hand side. And with half magic and fire rod, we'll probably opt for that over fighter sword spins.
Oh yeah, half magic will definitely make that much easier with that fire rod.
Yeah, and speaking of dungeon items together, we just got both dungeon items in that back double chest.
Ooh, oh. And there's the Titan's Myths.
All right, looks like Swamp having the answers so far.
Yeah, Swamp Palace is definitely the right call here. I think at this point, what Bradley would really need to see here would be the Ice Rod to make this a much worthy trip to make. For no other reason than just to have it for Turtle Rock.
Yeah. So that opens up Ice Palace in logic. Now with those Titan's Myths. The seed has been, I mean, if we can kind of follow how the seed's been progressing, it's been very breadcrumby. What? How did that one puff get hit by that hammer? It was like miles away.
I have no idea. Gotta love that wonky hammer hitbox, I guess.
Yeah, that made no sense.
See, and it missed that one right there. That was pretty much right next to it.
Yeah, Thinking emoji. Just 50 rupees, unfortunately. So nothing really of value from the boots locked Desert Palace. All right, just needs one more hit onto Argus right here, and there you go. Good job by Hero.
All right, and looks like Bradley is indeed heading down into Swamp. And we could technically, depending on what Turtle Rock's medallion is, we could be a Ice Rod away from Go Mode at this point. Well, and of course a sword, but as far as like the big items.
Yeah, I've got a feeling this seed's gonna have to be giving him another sword here soon, right? Right?
Man, have 3 swords in Ganon's tower. Let's go.
Dude, the dream? Oh, there we go. There's Master Sword. that was useful to go back in for.
Yeah, I'd say that trip back in there is definitely worth it.
No, Hero, where you going? Go to Bombo's tablet, bro. You got Bombo's tablet. Might be opting to do that and go back to desert, but I don't know.
Yeah, they could take that either down to desert or could be holding off in case they have to do anything over in Village of Outcasts. Because at this point, none of the runners have had any reason to go over there yet, which is really strange.
Yeah, very much so. I'm trying to think right now. So, looking back at pedestal stuff, it can only be the medallion required for Turtle Rock or the ice rod. Everything else is found. I mean, we have the book. No one's gone there yet, though. Oh, there's powder.
Powder.
Yeah, RJ, I was wondering, did you want to do a fetch quest?
I'd rather not. And we are going to have a nice palace dive here from Hero.
Yep, again, I think Hero is feeling this has been a very breadcrumby seed and is just following the breadcrumb, not even wanting to touch Village of Outcast right now. Don't blame him either. Can get up to 6 crystals with how the seed's been going.
Yeah, and to make things even more interesting, Ice Rod could very well still be in Turtle Rock if we don't find it here in Ice Palace. And neither of the runners will have to even go over to Village of Outcasts this seed, so that's still a huge possibility.
Dude, Ice Rod on like Laser Bridge, that's like the fall open tournament special right there.
Yeah, that Ice Rod was in Turtle Rock so many times.
Jeez, it was ridiculous. So for people who are kind of new to Randomizer, a great strat to implement in that other room with all those pen gators where you can get a bunch of lag if you start running around. If you hold your sword and do a sword spin as you're going through the middle of those skulls, you'll actually push those 2 pen gators away. And it makes it really, really easy to get back through that room, especially if you have boots.
Yeah, that was a bit of a different strategy there from Hero, but very effective.
Yeah, I haven't really seen that one, but that's quite nice, actually. I like it. Ooh, just a little bit too high, I think, on that one. Very nice.
There we have it. Yeah, very well done there from Hero, and meanwhile, Bradley is still working their way through Swamp Palace, trying to find all the items here.
Yeah, both runners opting to do left side, so neither of them are gaining advantage over each other.
All right, and just a big 20 in that chest for Hero. Thankfully, he's already got the big key, so we can check the big chest now. And another big 20, so one more item.
Always super wonky seeing runners go back through those doors when they're not open.
Yeah, it's one of the more interesting things that you see with you know, not only randomizer, but well, yeah, randomizer. I was gonna say you don't really go back through those in NMG. You just go straight on through the dungeon.
Nah, you just go to Cold Stare. You got Ganons to kill, man. And Bradley picking up their Tinesmiths right now. So I think at this point, with kind of the absence of Fire Rod, I think a Hero has a bit of an advantage. But I wouldn't say it's too much, because still has to go back into Desert Palace.
Yeah, that right now is the big difference between where the two runners are right now is that Desert Palace play that Bradley made. And if Hero doesn't find anything here and Bradley decides to go elsewhere and gets... Oh, and there's silvers. So that's all the items in Ice Palace.
And I think Hero may have miscounted. Because there's a compass and a key left. Actually, it might be both keys. Now I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, and both runners deciding to take on the menu boss here today. Switching between the hookshot and the hammer on Argus.
I absolutely love this strat.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the fighter sword spins. Those are kind of fun to do.
Mm-hmm.
That, and I'm just bad at menuing, so anything I can do to avoid having to go into my menu is, you know, good enough for me.
Oh, that's an interesting strat. It's like he almost is like buffering it. That's kind of cool. I don't know if I've seen people like kind of do a couple like early buffer hits on Argus like that. I mean, with Hab Magic, you might as well. You've got tons of Fire Rod shots to use.
And, speaking of tons of fire rod shots, KJB is in. Excuse me, Hero is into the Cold Stare fight now.
It's gonna opt to use the green goo right now to get that Fire Rod shots back. And there we have it, just 3 more shots, and boom goes Cold Stare.
And Bradley decided not to go back into Swamp Palace, so they are going to miss the Master Sword from Swamp.
That is quite the unfortunate circumstance.
Yeah, that could be really big here for Hero.
All right, if you're Hero, do you just go to Meyer right now? I think you just go flute to Meyer, check the medallion, go into Desert. I'm gonna get a potion first, looks like.
Yeah, not a bad idea. I mean, you're preparing for pretty much the last couple dungeons here for the seed, so may as well grab that safety here while you can.
Also, we didn't mention it earlier, but with that powder, Magic Bat is in Logic. And again, they haven't really gone to Village of Outcasts. Oh, and that's Quake. So we are 2 items from go. No, I'm sorry. We may not need Quake because we still don't know what Turtle Rock is, but Quake would be an interesting item to get at some point.
And looks like Bredley is making the play onto Dark Death Mountain now.
Yeah, so we're gonna find out what that T-Rock medallion is here very shortly.
Yeah, we'll get a chance to see what that Turtle Rock medallion is, and possibly even see a Turtle Rock dip if we do have the medallion for it. Alright, so Hero in finishing up a desert now, while Bredley doing Dark Death Mountain. And there's a 5 bomb capacity upgrade and a arrow capacity upgrade inside of Super Bunny Cave.
I find that symmetry to be quite nice. You get an upgrade to both of your utility weapons.
Alright, here's a moment of truth. What do we have? It is Quake as well.
Well, that means that a Mire Dip is probably not required unless you get Quake before Ice Rod.
Yeah, at this point you gotta hope you find that Ice Rod and do not find Quake.
Has to unfortunately leave because picked up that pot and then got immediately hit over. Alright, just another piece of heart. And a heart container, another piece of heart for a refill. Let's see. What else is there up here? Spike Cave? Yeah, Spike Cave.
Yeah, Bredley didn't do Spike Cave earlier. Hero did. But Bredley did not.
So, also just to reiterate from earlier, both of those items could be on the pedestal right now. We don't actually know because no one, well, Quake can't, but Ice Rod could still be on there. So all these runners want to see Ice Rod first over Quake. So I think outside of that, I think we may have to go to Village of Outcasts.
Yeah, we could see our first Village of Outcasts dip an hour and 25 minutes into the seed. That's insane.
Very much so. And a nice 1 cycle, or sorry, 2 cycle from Hero.
Bradley was not pleased with the menuing there, getting to that flute. That's a little bit tricky there.
Yeah, you know, taking stock of where everyone is right now. Bradley does have the Dark Death Mountain check, but is a full Ice Palace behind. So definitely a few minutes advantage for Hero.
Yeah, Hero's definitely got a pretty good lead here. It's the hunt for that Ice Rod and the Quake Medallion, and we will be in go mode.
I think the one thing that might actually bring this back to even is if, I don't know, it somehow becomes a pedestal seed, and they figure it out around the same time. I would not be surprised to see Bradley go to Skullwoods after, and so going to the back first and then just checking pedestal. Oh, that jelly! Come on, dude! Get out of the way! We got a palace to destroy? Complete?
Yes.
Yes, okay, that's probably the right answer.
I mean, I think everybody would be happy if Ice Palace was just destroyed.
Alright, and fluting back. Alright, Hero's going back to the portal. Let's see if it goes north or south.
He's gonna go for the item density and hit on south.
Alright, well, we're still not gonna know what pedestal is. It's gotta wait longer.
And setting up this bomb jump with Fighter Sword is definitely a bit more difficult. You gotta align yourself by another pixel. So, but thankfully Bradley gets it after just a few attempts here.
Yeah, both runners got it around the same amount of time, so good on them. And it was pretty expedient with it, so good job. So we got the small key and the big key, so no items yet in Thieves Town.
Now just give us the map and the compass, so we have to go to the back.
Dude, the famed 4 dungeon item start. I've only seen it one time so far in this tournament of the seeds I've watched.
And we won't be seeing it today.
Darn, I was hopeful. Oh, we're getting only a first 4 check. Interesting decision.
Yeah, it's a really interesting decision. I mean, it's one of those things that those 4 chests are just so quick to kind of notch off there and get out of the way. If you have to go back in there later, I mean, it's not too much of a time sink to get back to the back.
Yeah, either whether you're in go mode or not. Oh, no.
Well, that just happened. There is the Quake Medallion, so we could see that Turtle Rock gamble to see if see if Ice Palace is in Turtle Rock. The Ice Rod is in Turtle Rock.
All right, come on here. Just please go to Skullwood so we can see Pedestal. Yes, Shaku, that is correct. Because they still need Ice Rod and Quake could not be on the pedestal. But Ice Rod can, and Meyer also needs Quake. So that's a thing. But
yeah,
there are a lot more overworld checks to do, though.
Yeah, at this point, everything is completely open for that Ice Rod. We have the pedestal, all of Turtle Rock aside from Trinex, Misery Mire, Skull Woods, Green Pin. I mean, anything that could possibly have an item that Ice Rod could potentially be there at this point.
Okay, we're gonna get a blacksmith check, and they're printing counterfeit money, and a lot of it today.
Maybe I should become a blacksmith. Yeah,
Can we call them? Can we call them the Banksmiths?
Yeah, why not? Alright, and the magic bat only had 20 rupees, so Ice Rod is still at large.
Man, Hero just does not want to go into Skull Woods. Has Hero checked, Oh no, I don't think it's checked out the Grove spot. So this is why it's probably walking it down here.
Yeah, this is with all the checks that Hero is making right now, this could very well just come down to who gambles the Ice Rod location first. You know, if Bradley decides to, you know, maybe go into Skull Woods and it's in there, then I mean, this could be huge.
Oh god, Bradley's doing fighter sword spins.
If I was Bradley, I would just use that potion that he bought.
Yep.
He's got plenty of rupees to go back and buy more potions, so I would just use it and just take that fire rod to these cold stare puffs. And cleans up that fight nice and quickly there, so gets the Ice Palace crystal, and we are now tied up on crystals. Only major difference is Hero has the tempered sword now.
Oh my god, this game right now is just putting the swords at very inconvenient spots for Bradley. Well.
Yeah, and Bradley is heading to the Mire area now. Get these locations out of the way. But, man, with that tempered sword, it's looking really good for Hero right now. And I think we're seeing that Turtle Rock gamble right now.
Alright. The main way that Bradley can get back into this race is if Bradley goes straight to Skull Woods and checks Pedestal. And if Pedestal is Ice Rod, and once finds that Quake, we'll know just to complete all of those dungeons, which are all currently completable.
Yeah, Bradley just needs to get that Quake medallion from the Bombable Hut, and he'll be able to go on into Misery Mire.
All right, where are you gonna flew to, Bradley? What's the play?
The play is to save and quit and watch your duck on screen.
He ducked right out of that situation.
Boo.
All right, and realized Hero had not been up here yet. Bradley was the one who checked this earlier. And is just gonna find a bunch of love in this cave. And is probably also banking on the 2 out of 3 chance of TR being this.
Yeah, and with it being Quake, yeah, he's gonna go right on in there. Hope that that ice rod's in there. So Bradley's about ready to go and pick up their 20 rupees from the Magic Bat. Hero is making that play into Turtle Rock. Is this where that ice rod is gonna be? Oh man.
Stay tuned for this next episode of A Link to the Past Randomizer Gambles of the Century. Okay, Bradley's heading up to the portal.
All right, Bradley, where are you going? Are you gonna go into Skull Woods? Oh, and there's the big key for Turtle Rock.
He's going to Thieves. Oh no. Oh god. Oh, you know what's? Oh no. Oh god. What? I'm still in the back of my mind. I'm wondering. I have this feeling Ice Rod's gonna be somewhere in Skullwoods or the back of Thieves. I'd have this really sinking feeling in my stomach. Oh, Hero apparently deciding that was the wrong direction.
Yeah, and Bradley's gonna get the Quake medallion here, knowing that Turtle Rock is his last crystal and requires Quake. He's got a decision to make.
There's one item and a small key that you need to get to the back, so we're not going to know for a little while longer if T-Rock has any extra items, because the Chain Chomp room has to be a small key.
Yeah, won't know until that vanilla big key chest, or all the way back to Laser Bridge, even. But Bradley is going to take the blacksmith to get that item.
God, those Chain Chomps were embodying Hero quite a bit right there, but does get through it using the cape for a little bit of safety.
Yeah, thankfully he has the powder, so he can get all that health right back. Fairy playing a little hard to get there.
All right, and hopefully for Bradley's sake, we'll opt to take the purple chest and flute over, just to get that Master Sword. Because good lord, this guy's been on Fighter Sword for an hour 40. We need to give this guy a real weapon.
I didn't know that was the bunny beam sprite.
Yeah, that's a pretty awesome one. right, there we go. So Bradley's gonna go turn that in right now. Get the Master Swords. That's good to see. And then afterward, let's see Myers the play, Turtle Rock's the play, Skull Woods or Thieves, going back to Skull Woods or Thieves Town is the play. Showing quite a bit of displeasure to the thief right there.
Yeah, and looks like Predley is just going to go right on into Turtle Rock now.
Oh, man.
Now, if Ice Rod is in Turtle Rock, this will still be a pretty close race. The downside is that KJB will have the advantage of the Tempered Sword, which is a pretty big upgrade over that Master Sword.
Yeah, very much so. Nothing in Mimic Cave either. Just the one single 100 rupee drop in the game. Okay, and let's see what's in the big chest. I believe this needs to be a small key. Or, I don't know if it needs to be a small key. One of the next two needs to be a small key. It's a shield! Hey, we hadn't had a shield yet.
Yeah, first shield an hour 42 minutes in. All right. We are running out of locations here. Is that Ice Rod going to be in Turtle Rock? Is it going to be the pedestal? Is it going to be Skull Woods?
Yeah, we got 3 more items, and all of them could be on the laser bridge. As Bradley is using Quake to open up Turtle Rock themselves. And, oh! And unfortunately, Hero is opting to do the long way around. Yeah. Not a bad route.
All right, there's the key. Is the Ice Rod gonna be here? There's our second shield.
Can we get a third shield? No, piece of heart. It's not here! It's elsewhere! Oh boy.
All right, so where does Hero go? Yeah, this is definitely going to come down to who checks the right location first. And I think Hero's got the right idea. Go in. You may have to go into Skull Woods and Thieves Town, but there's only 2 items inside of Misery Mire, and there's a lot more items you can check.
Bradley
here.
Just barely missed right there. Like, I mean, the door just shut right in front of him. I'm wondering if seeing a little bit of flustered movement from Hero. I wonder if starting to get a little bit nervous.
I mean, I know I would be getting pretty nervous at this point. You're fighting for your chance to remain mathematically in the running for the bracket stage in this race. So my nerves would definitely be getting to me at this point.
Yeah, definitely very reasonable. Did get a blue boomerang though, so that's neat.
Yeah, if I am Hero, I would be very tempted to, you know, go all the way and check the pedestal at this point too. Because if Ice Rod's on that pedestal, you have 2 dungeons right here that you'd be able to just go mode and complete.
That's both items. Oh, but mirrored to the wrong location.
Alright, and Bradley is making his way to the Vanilla Big Key chest inside of Turtle Rock.
Oh, not gonna go to the pedestal. Just leaves. Gonna go back into Thieves Town?
I mean, I think at this point there's still 2 items in Thieves Town, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, correct.
So it's the 2 items in Thieves Town versus, you know, 2 in Misery Mire and checking the pedestal. I don't know.
I feel like Hero is in denial right now. Just like, nope, nope, I don't want this to be a pedestal, Steed. I refuse. I'm never going over there. Nice pokey room from Bradley right there.
Yeah, that was very well done from him.
I will say, we're almost 2 hours in, and that up and down like running animation on Trogdor just still kills me. It's so
amazing.
good. It's so good. Okay, is the attic gonna have it? Nope, it's gonna have the compass. So we have a essentially 1/3 chance that there will be, or actually a 50-50 chance that the small, or no, we have the small key. We haven't been here in a while. I forgot that we already had the small key.
You know, I'll be another interesting thing to see here. You know, this is the Green Pendant dungeon as well, so we could potentially see Sahasrahla maybe even having that ice rod.
Really makes you think, doesn't it?
And Hero's gonna go ahead and check the big chest first. Just 300 rupees.
Oh god, I think there's only one more rupee hoard left, if I've counted them correctly in the seed. Oh boy. Oh,
and
that's
bombs.
That's all the items, but it's gonna go back and get the green pendant anyway. Holy mackerel.
We are getting so close to that ice rod pedestal dream.
Actually, you know what? This is probably good for Bradley. I wonder if Bradley's gonna go back and actually get that swamp chest.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be something that may be weighing on his mind without finding the ice rod here. And here's got to be a little careful here. It's down to 3 hearts. Dodging those fireballs. And there is blind down. Bradley showing off those frustration swings at the laser bridge, saying that gamble did not pay off.
All right, Bradley, where are you gonna go? Okay, gonna go over to get some potions first. Or a potion, I should say.
I think Hero may be making that pedestal check now. He's heading up in this general direction. Yeah, so here's a pedestal check for Hero. Is this where that ice rod is gonna be?
Alright. Bradley's going over to 3 as well. Alright,
Moment
guys.
of truth.
Get your hypes in chat. Here we go! And
Shield. So, Misery Meyer or Sahasrahla Pendant?
Yep.
And unfortunately for Bradley, I think he's going to be making the same plays. Oh boy.
It's Meyer! Oh, goodness gracious. The unfortunate thing for Bradley is just doing the same things as Hero. I'm trying to think, is there any overworld location that they haven't checked yet?
I don't think so. I'm trying to think. I believe they both checked Bumper Cave.
Yeah.
Graveyard Ledge, I think, was checked.
By the way, nice bonk setup for Bradley right there, getting both items. All right, let's see. It's gonna go to the pedestal here, it looks like. All right. If Bradley makes the gamble to skip Thieves Town and go straight to Meyer, we might have a race on our hands.
Yeah, so he's going to go ahead and check that pedestal now as well. He's going to see if he has to go in and take care of Mothula. Thankfully, it's only going to be that mirror shield.
Oh, he's fluting. Interesting. All right, Bradley, are you going to Meyer? Oh, I thought for a second he went to 8, like jebaited us, like right there.
All right, so he is going to be making the same plays that Hero did. So this is going to be really great for Hero. He's going to have a decent lead over Bradley.
Oh, it's a mushroom.
Oh, jeez.
God, just imagine getting, like, shovel right now. Yeah. Oh, actually, Bradley not going to Thieves Town. Checking up here first to Graveyard Ledge and King's Tomb. Oh, I just noticed there was a single rupee in Graveyard Ledge. I didn't notice that earlier. All right, so the right-hand side might have the other item. Oh, okay, good. Okay, Bradley looks like he's going to go back into Swamp for that other sword.
Yeah, he's gonna make sure that he didn't skip out on anything important. It's not gonna be the ice rod that he's looking for, but it'll be definitely a welcome addition to his arsenal here.
And just want to, you know, I think it's been mentioned a couple times in chat, but want to reiterate, neither of these runners has really, you know, played particularly badly or routed particularly badly. It's just the placement of this ice rod is, it's a thing. And there it is. It's not the vanilla cane, but it sure is some sort of staff that you can hold on to.
Indeed. So at 1 hour 57 minutes, Hero is finally into go mode. We'll be into Turtle Rock and eventually on toward Ganon's Tower. Boy, what a doozy of a seed this one's been.
And unfortunately for Bradley is... Oh, did not go back into Swamp Palace.
Oh. So he's going to be going on into Thieves Town. Unfortunately, not going to find him much here. Yeah, you know, like you said before, this has actually been a really well done race from both these runners. You know, there hasn't really been too much that separates them aside from, you know, a check here and there. You know, that tempered sword for Hero is going to be huge. But I mean, they both, for the most part, had the same ideas in their routing, especially when it came down to you know, to finding these last couple of items.
And so Hero going back through Turtle Rock is going to make pretty quick work of this. You know, essentially go moding it on the second dip, just skipping over all the rooms. Can kill these pokies up here and go straight to the right. Doesn't have to go outside at all. Less want to go for a safety door, but you know, with Tempered Sword, it's probably fine. Oh no, Hero, just go to the right, dude. Oh, I guess maybe it just wants a safety door.
No, that's understandable.
Yeah, that's totally reasonable.
Yeah, because you have absolutely no reason to go to the laser bridge. So if you aren't comfortable with Trinex, then you know that's the next best option right there. And Bradley going through Thieves Town right now is actually doing really well. Execution-wise, it's been pretty clean so far. Oh, it looks like Hero forgot to press down the switch to open up the door there.
Got a little bit confused in general. Also, sometimes if you're a little too low, that switch won't work. Bradley picking up the maiden and is going to do the same thing that Hero did and finish this off to get that green pendant.
Yeah, it's been pretty amazing how, you know, coming down the line when it came down to, you know, searching for the last few items, how similar their decision making was. Early on, it was really interesting to see the different routing choices that they made. But you know, when it came down to looking for the last few items, they both decided to do the exact same things. It was pretty interesting to see.
Yeah, definitely. It was actually nuts. I think Bradley was just about, I don't know, about 6 or 7 minutes behind for the longest time, and literally taking the same route. It wasn't until later, once Hero got tempered, that the deficit became a little bit larger. Because a lot of things with tempered are a lot easier to deal with.
Alright, so that is try next down for KJB the Hero. So it's time for everybody's favorite game. Do you know what that game is, Trojan Dude?
Yeah, that game is the Ganis Tower Big Key guessing game. There are 22 locations over in that secret tower that can have the big key. Get your guesses in. We don't have the Speed Gaming's you know, bot stuff, but we'll do it manually for fun, because it's always a fun thing to do. What's your guess gonna be, RJ?
I'm gonna say 21. It's gonna be just enough to make them upset, but not enough for it to be tile room.
I don't think I've heard a more, like, just aggravating way of describing that than you just did right there. I applaud you.
I try.
All right, we've got Hero going over to the right side first, as is per traditional route. Does get a small key and is going to go over to the left side. Going to not go for the fortune chest on the right.
All right, so that is location number 1 and number 2. There is number 3 on the torch. Will not bother picking that up. And now it looks like Bradley is going to be heading into Swamp. That's the only thing I could think of that he would be doing coming down here. And never mind.
I'm not sure. Oh, maybe the south of Grove location? No, because that mirror, I thought he had checked that before.
And there's Buttersword for Hero.
Yeah, nice use of ether right there. Really quick animation on it to kill the rest of the Stalfos. There's our third medallion as well, Bombos, which could be really, really useful for the gauntlet.
Yep, now we just need the bug net and we'll have a full inventory screen.
And the shovel.
Well, the flute kind of covers up the shovel.
Ah, I read inventory screen as tracker, because I'm smart. Maybe they were just making this a 100% run.
Yeah, maybe. Alright, so we are coming up on chest 10 through 13. Still no big key to be found.
Yeah,
14.
nothing. Yeah, nothing in Rando Room.
Alright, so thankfully Bradley has made their way into Misery Mire. They're gonna be missing out on that Tempered Sword, and depending on where this big key is, if it's on that right side, Bradley may have to do the rest of the seed with Master Sword.
And that sounds like an unfun time. At least they have silvers, so that makes stage or phase 4 a lot better.
Seven more remaining before we have to go to Tile Room.
Indeed. Oh, it's not left side. Oh boy.
Come on, 21.
You know, maybe Tile Room would be a fitting end to this seed.
You know, I was honestly just thinking that, but didn't want to say it because I was already mean.
All right, I'll make it up. I'll say the mean thing this time. Don't worry.
All right.
Getting that full magic decanter just to start off, and getting that Gibdo out of the way. That Gibdo can be a jerk. And speaking of Gibdos, how about more Gibdos?
Yeah, Ganon's Tower sure loves its Gibdos.
Oh, that missed. Oh. Oh, there it is.
You chose the wrong chest
He
first.
went to the top left on last.
You went to the wrong chest, hero.
Oh, that is... Oh, man. Robbed. Absolutely robbed.
I still feel like I deserve that one.
Oh, gotta be careful here. Okay, it does not die. Alright, very nice first red mimic room right there. Let's see how the second one goes. Very, very clean from Hero.
Alright, now into the this nice little spike hallway.
Wait, did... Oh no, did Bradley leave before checking the big chest?
No, he got his ice rod.
Did he? Oh, he did. Okay, oh my god. Oh, I saw him trying to check the mushroom. I was like, what is he doing? He's just probably trying to find a sword. There's the net, though.
Yeah, he's probably trying to find a sword. Unfortunately, he was in the area to go check Swamp several times, but never made it in there. Yeah, and also with that big key on the right side, it's highly likely that Bradley will finish this with a Master Sword, unfortunately.
Yeah, especially getting that small key early. Most people would continue on 4th. So, for Bradley's sake, let's hope he doesn't do that and does what Hero did. Oh, okay. Oh my god, Hero is like giving me a heart attack right now.
Hero is living on the edge right now. Very nice 2-cycle there from Hero. So, Gauntlet out of the way, now into the best rooms of Ganon's Tower. These lovely Wizard rooms.
Oh yeah. All right, Bradley's heading right back in to go to try next. Is going to have to do some hammer strats. Could opt to do Master Sword on the Ice Head because the Fire Rod does extra damage.
Yeah. Either way, it's still going to be a pretty rough fight. I am not a fan of Hammer Trinex, or even Master Sword Trinex for that matter.
All right, Hero already has 2 keys, so doesn't have to kill the mini Helmasaur in that room. And doesn't have to check this chest.
Yeah, pretty much has everything he needs to finish off the seed.
Oh, interesting. Some Burna strats. Don't see that very often, but a very nice, safe way of killing Moldorm.
And the Sanctuary Heart in the Moldorm 2 chest.
Oh, fantastic. I've been waiting for it to be there.
Yeah, that Sanctuary Heart couldn't have come at a better time.
Alright, let's see how Aghanim 2 fight goes. That's an okay pattern? Doesn't get the second slash off though, so only 1 on that first one.
It's a nice double there.
Oh, this pattern is just... What is this pattern? Somehow gets a double out of it. Good lord.
And Aga 2 is down for KJB the Hero. On to Ganon we go, as Bradley is almost to his Trinex fight.
Is not going to take the safety door. I mean, does have potions, so that's generally fine, but very interesting decision. I guess just feels so far behind that probably just says, got to go big or go home at this point. All right, with Butter Sword, Ganon's going to take 6 slashes on the first 2 phases, and then just need 4 silver shots at the very, very ends.
All right, on to phase 3, and Ganon is teleporting. And Bradley's having a little bit trouble here with this ice head.
Does get
down
it,
nicely though.
Yeah, it does get it, and okay, it's gonna offer slashes on the fire head. It looks like this will take a while then. Okay, gets it down. Very nice.
And KJB the hero is into the 4th phase. There is 1, and there's a double there. 1 more hit, and we will have Ganon done for.
And there we go. And looks like Hero is going to come in with an official speed racing TV time of 2 hours, 16 minutes, and 51 seconds. GG to Hero.
Yeah, GG. KJB the hero moves to 2-2. So let's see if Hero wants to join us for an interview.
Might need a couple seconds after that seed. Okay, Bradley's about to enter his GT right now. Let's see if he decides to go full right side after getting that small key, or will opt to do the same route as Hero and go for more item density on the left side. Oh no, and it's gonna go full right side. This it's gonna be a problem.
Yeah, so Bradley's gonna miss out on the tempered sword. So we'll be seeing Bradley do Master Sword Ganon.
Yep.
But with that, we are joined by KJB the hero. Welcome and GG on that win. How are you feeling after this seed?
Oh, thank you very much, man. Thank you so much. I honestly thought that after I went all in on Turtle there, I thought I had lost that race when that didn't pan out. So I was very worried for like the last 20 minutes of that race.
Well, it turns out that pretty much your opponent made every single routing choice that you made in order, just about 6-7 minutes behind you after a certain point. The tempered still on Master Sword right now, and is unfortunately going right side, so it's not going to get that other one. So yeah, that's going to be that was where like a large difference how fast you were able to clear stuff.
I was feeling really confident after I got 6 crystals there, thinking to myself, okay, the gamble seemed like the right call to make, and boy, was I wrong.
Well, you know, I think just about anybody would make that gamble. You know, it's the last dungeon you need. The ice rod has been there so many times.
Yep.
So it's hard to not make that call.
No, you're absolutely right. And I thought that was the right call. So I'm honestly shocked that I still hung in there. So, but I'm very happy with how that one turned out.
So when was the pedestal starting to get into the back of your mind? Was it, you know, right after the dip into Turtle Rock? Was it right after the Thieves Town redip? Or sorry, Thieves Town dip, I should say.
You know, immediately after I did Thieves Town, I'm just thinking to myself, what's the off chance that this could be a pedestal seed? So I thought to myself, I'm right there. I already looked at Skull Woods, got the items there. So I'm just thinking to myself, you know what? I'll take 10 seconds. I'll look up there just to, you know, reassure myself. And when I found out it was the Mirror Shield, I'm like, all right, it's going to be in the last spot I look. Go figure.
Yeah, not quite the Cane of Samaria in the build, but it was another very important magical staff that was in that chest.
I'm not even mad about that, to be honest with you. That's not the first time that's happened to me. So.
Yeah, what were? Oh, sorry. Go for it, RJ.
No, I was just gonna comment. It was really interesting watching the differences in routing between you and Bradley starting out the seed. Completely different. You know, you made the play to hold off on doing the South Shore route for a little bit, and you know, Bradley did kind of the more standard thing.
So my only thought at that point was, because I got the flippers so early and I was nowhere close to 500 rupees, I figured I would just hold off on that until I had a few more. Then I can loop in all the checks at once.
Yeah, and then that 300 rupee coming up in Ice Rod Cave was pretty convenient.
Yeah, no, you're not kidding there. I had a big sigh of relief when I saw that. I'm like, all right, now we can keep on going.
When you, just out of curiosity, when you need to farm rupees, do you generally go for the Hula Hand strat, or do you go for the 50 rupee cave next to desert?
I've never been able to do the Hula Hand place, so I had no choice but to go to Blind's Hut to farm a couple of rupees there.
Okay.
Luckily, I didn't need that many, so I was able to get that very quickly.
All right, just a quick update on Bradley. Bradley did go full right, got that key, and is on the Land Molus 2 fight right now.
So, did he have any trouble along the way? Because I'm thinking to myself, like, as soon as that 2-hour mark hit, I'm thinking to myself, how is he not done at this point?
I mean, there wasn't really too many troubles. It's just been, you know, small differences in execution, really, in that the big difference also being that you had the Tempered Sword. You had Tempered Sword and he still had Fighter's Sword, because he never went back into Swamp Palace to go and get the sword out of the chest.
Yeah, I made that mistake in my matchup last week when I had when I got my 6th crystal out of Swamp Palace, and then I thought I had go mode from there because all I had to do was go to Mire. And I had 2 of the 3 medallions, and turns out I needed the 3rd medallion, and the 3rd medallion was still in Swamp Palace, which I didn't full clear. And that ended up costing me that race.
Gotcha.
Yeah, sometimes those redips are really, really awkward to do at times, and then you just, like, it's in the back of your mind when you start checking more places, and then, oh, it's not here, oh, it's not here, and it's, like, dwindling down.
Literally turning over every rock in my way to try and find an ice rod.
And now I do have to say, I'm a little bit upset because you ruined my key guessing game. I picked 21 and you went for that chest first.
Oh, I'm sorry. I mean, I don't know what to say about that.
Yeah, it's all good. We're having some fun with it.
I hope you guys had fun watching that as much as I had playing that. That was amazing.
Oh yeah, it was definitely a very entertaining race to watch.
Oh.
Yeah, because, you know, like I was talking about earlier, the routing decisions early on were different, but when it came down to, you know, trying to find, you know, the last couple of items, the decision making between both you and Bradley, it was literally like we were watching the same person make those same decisions. It was really interesting to see.
I think at that point we just, I can't say for Bradley, but at this point I'm thinking to myself we could loop in as many things as possible and try and make that process as quick as possible, because that's definitely what I was thinking. And I was just thinking to myself, don't go to Mire, don't go to Mire. You're gonna make me go to Mire. Great.
Okay, Bradley just taking down Moldorm 2. Let's see if pick up that Sankheart. Oh, how'd you like the Sankheart in the Moldorm 2 chest?
I had to validate, and you know, getting that Sankheart was just the icing on the cake after a long, long seed. I got a good chuckle out of that.
Alright, so Bradley is about ready to go into the Aghanim 2 fight, so not too far behind.
Bobbing in the Aghanim 2 fight as well.
He's clearly having fun at this point.
Oh yeah, he's full on memeing right now. Every single time Aga teleports is dropping more bombs.
Well, I mean, he had what, close to 40? May as well.
Might as well use them at that point.
Very nice fight too. Oh, are we gonna get the swag? Yes, during the frozen animation. I love that.
Oh, he's putting on a show. I like that. I like he's being a real good sport about the whole situation. Gotta respect that from him. Absolutely have to respect that.
All right, this is gonna start off the Master Sword fight here. It's gonna take 12 Master Sword spins on each of these first 2 phases, and then since they have silvers, can just do the same 4. Without silvers, you need 24 Master Sword spins.
Yeah, I'm not watching at the moment. Did he pick up silvers in Ice Palace?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Well, just get up in that right corner.
I think that should be phase 2. There you go. All right, he's in phase 2 now.
Yeah, now time for the hard part. Be a little careful here. He uses that blue potion. Should be getting pretty close to that 3rd phase here.
Yeah, I think just like 1 or 2 more, I believe.
It's taking a bit of damage. Has to be really careful here not to get hit by any of these bats. And there's phase 3.
Oh.
Oh, unfortunately bounces off of him. You can't poke Ganon with that Master Sword, otherwise he'll just bounce you right off.
Alright, doesn't get fire bats that time. He's got 2 more to go. Got some more teleporting to do. And I would fully expect is going to just prioritize Torch Glitch right here. Or maybe not. Is going to pull the silvers out. And thinks better of it.
Yeah, I think I was waiting to see where Ganon was going to teleport first. If it was like one of those where he stays in the same position.
Yeah, you only teleported like 2 feet away from me. I'm in that phase right there. After that first shot, I'm like, oh, I better move quick before that torch goes out.
Alright, just gonna take this nice and slow. Totally understandable.
Yep. Sometimes having patience is much better for the outcome than trying to rush it and risk getting hit by bats or getting knocked off.
And there we have it.
And Bradley wasting all those fire rod shots. And that is a interesting sword.
That's so good.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Oh yeah, that's definitely a thing. Just like walking off the ledge after the door opens.
Yeah, but with that, Bradley does finish with a official SRTV time of 2 hours, 31 minutes, and 38 seconds. So GG both to KJB the Hero and Bradley. Let's see if we can get Bradley in here to join us for an interview.
Any other fun moments from the seed that you had, Hero?
Let's see. I was very worried, especially after finishing Ice Palace, that I still had a fire sword because, doing that boss, switching between hammer and hook shots, never fun. And I'm just thinking to myself, man, I better not be stuck with a fighter sword the whole way through. So when I found that Master Sword, I was very, very happy at that point. I'm just like, okay, I can probably just go the distance from here.
We are joined by Bradley right now. GG, Bradley.
Should be good now.
Yeah, we can hear you now. GG.
I'm so mad.
Yeah, it's understandable. So overall thoughts aside from mad at the seed?
I thought I played it really well until Turtle Rock, and then everything just went and blew up in my face.
Yeah, that Turtle Rock gamble, actually mentioning to Hero earlier when he was in here that both of you guys made the exact same Turtle Rock gamble at the exact same point in your routing, and then found out the Ice Rod was not in there. Were you having a sneaking suspicion at all that, okay, when you were heading up there, this might be a pedestal seed because you had never gone over to that Skullwoods location?
Not really. I honestly only checked pedestal just because I was in the area. The whole time I was like, at that point I was like, okay, maybe it's on pedestal, but like I never really, I don't know. I guess the whole time I was thinking it's going to be in Turtle Rock, which is as soon as I had the chance, I made the gamble there. I wanted to have a sword, which is why I was looking for an upgrade before I did go up there. But yeah, I didn't feel pedestal the whole time, but once it wasn't there, I was like, okay, maybe. And then I got really worried because I hadn't touched a single pendant at that point.
So I do need to ask, do you want to know where the other 2 swords was? Because your opponent finished with butter.
Left side Ganon's Tower, because I felt like I did everything else.
Yeah, there was one in left side.
There was one left side, and then there was one in the big chest in Swamp Palace.
Oh, that's right. I never went back.
Yeah, and that with Hero having the tempered sword, that just widened the gap there because he had tempered sword when you had your fighter sword.
I had fighter sword for so long.
The gap there. Yeah.
I had fighter sword for like the first hour of that race, so don't feel bad.
Yeah, we'll see when I got master sword at what, like 149, something like that.
Yeah,
it was forever in, and yeah, I even thought like, okay, there's an item in the big chest, and as soon as it's like, I don't know what my brain did, I just left. I don't know why I didn't do swamp go back in for the big chest. Like I was like the whole time I was like, okay, as soon as I found out that the big key was gonna be on Argus, I was like, don't forget to go back, and I did.
Yeah, like when we were talking right before this race started in the chat, I mentioned to Bradley that my race last week I lost because I didn't full clear swamp and the item I needed was still there. And I'm just thinking to myself, I am not making that same mistake twice.
Yeah, and this time it wasn't like a terrible miss. I mean, it would have given me a better sword, which would have, I mean, at that point, wouldn't have really helped me because, well, no, it would have, because that Master Sword, I finished Swamp relatively early, but God, once I got done with Turtle Rock, I left Mire for last, and the whole time I was thinking it's going to be a Mire. I just felt like the other ones were quicker checks, and they had the Green Pendant in Thieves Town, and just I'm so mad about that.
Hey,
Go for it, Hero. No, go for it, Hero.
I was going to say, I did the exact same thing you did. I'm just thinking to myself, don't make me go to Mire. That's going to take so long to go through everything. And then, sure enough, yep, it's in Mire.
Yep. As soon as I saw Quake was required for it, that's when I was like, something's going to be in there. And sure enough, stupid Ice Rod.
One other thing hadn't mentioned yet. How'd you guys like French Vanilla Hammer in the back of Pod?
Honestly, I liked it. I got to the point when I died in Pod, that really made me, or like right before Pod, it really got me nervous at that point because I was like, okay, maybe I made the wrong decision. Maybe there's something of Death Mountain. That's why I made that check real quick and then went back. But I was like, I mean, it had to be Hammer at that point. It could have been Mitts, but I was like, it's going to be Hammer. There's no way. And when it was there, I was like, oh, good. I felt like I was doing pretty well at that point.
Yeah, when I entered Pod, at that point, I basically explored everywhere I could in the light world. So Pod was my only play because I went to Catfish first. And I'm just thinking to myself, okay, the hammer or the hook shot have to be in Pod, one of the two. And so I kind of expected it. I just didn't know where it was going to be.
Yeah, it definitely took a little while to get to it. That's for sure.
All right. Well, Hero, with that, you stay alive. You go to 2-2. How are you feeling in general going into round 5 and then beyond?
Considering that this is the first ever tournament I've entered in for Randomizer and speed gaming in general, I've already surpassed my expectations for this tournament because I thought I was going to go 0-7. I'm not going to lie about that. So the fact that I've already got 2 wins under my belt makes me very happy, and whatever happens from here on out happens. If I, somehow make it to 5-2, awesome. But at this point, I'm going to race with my head held high and just, let the chips fall where they may going forward.
That's a really awesome attitude. I commend you for that, man.
Yeah.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
All right. Well, any other thoughts, RJ?
No, I think pretty much summed it up pretty well there.
All right. Well, I think with that, we're going to be done for the night. GG to Hero and Bradley for being our racers tonight. Make sure to give them a follow. And then thank you to Spleeby for restreaming, and also to Bacon for tracking, and also to RJ for commentating with me, man. It was a pleasure. It was really fun.
It was. We have to do it again sometime.
Yeah, and I think with that, you all have a good night, and we will see you guys tomorrow for more Randomizer Action. Have a good one.
Thank you, you too. Have a good one. Thanks.